Hi everybody, it's Bas here from Carpy Carp Specialist. Welcome to a new Carpy Cast. It's the 22nd of February. As you can see, it's not too bad, the weather in the Netherlands. We've got plenty of big fish being caught, including 60s, 50s and 40s, and of course numerous 30s. So although it's cold, there's still quite some big fish being caught. At Uhlenbach we have Vincent and Toby, our colleagues, coming over, and they spent a couple of nights at Uhlenbach and they caught some really nice fish, as you can see on the photos. Also at Jurassik Carpe 2 we had some anglers coming over for a winter trip. We've got winter discounts available at Jurassik. Just go to our website and it will automatically calculate the winter pricing for you. We had Gertjan from the Netherlands coming over, catching various fish over 15 kilos. And it's only a short drive from the Calais ferry terminal towards Jurassik. So if you fancy a weekend or a midweek break to France, coming over to fish for carp, Jurassik Carpe 2 and 3 are open for in the winter time and really recommend it. Normally you have a good chance of catching some good fish. At Hidden Carp Lake in the Netherlands we also have some nice news. Bert, the owner, has opened the lake last year and the feedback was really incredible. People loved the lake. There was only one complaint, that was the pontoon was a bit small, and therefore this winter he's asked his builder to increase the size of the pontoon, so it's doubled in size now, which makes it very convenient for two anglers to put your rods on it to cast or to use your bait boat to fight the fish, and there's plenty of space as well to make some decent quality photos. So Hidden Carp Lake, it's an excellent recommendation if you fancy carp fishing in the Netherlands, and if you'd like to have some luxury or prefer to bring your family, it's really worth the recommendation. The lodges are top quality and the lake is really nice. You can expect quite some action at the lake. And if you've got some non-angling guests with you, the cities of Groningen and Asse are really worth a visit. There's some local theme parks as well, and a zoo. So there's no need to be bored if you have a carp fishing holiday at Hidden Carp Lake. Also at Alberts and Busters Lake, the Lac de Viennet estate in France, we had some excellent catches. We had the Germans Benny and David coming over for a week in the winter and they had a great result. They caught 2 50s, so 2 fish over 25 kilos and more than 10 fish over 20 kilos and numerous fish over 15 kilos as well. In fact, they only had a couple of fish under 15 kilos, which makes it a very high average weight. I would say, I didn't get the exact numbers, but it will probably be around the 40 English pound mark. If you fancy big carp fishing on exclusive lakes, then Alberts and Busters Lake are really the place to go to. Last year the biggest fish was caught at 32 kilos at Alberts Lake. We'll be going there ourselves in end of March, so we're crossing our fingers that we'll be catching the big carp in front of the camera for you. So let's see what happens. Speaking about big carp, the Carp Specialist represents Rivière, one of the best known big carp fishing venues in Europe. And our colleague Jeroen fished there for 2 weeks. He managed to catch only 3 carp, but in this time of year that's actually quite good at Rivière, and including a 32 kilo fish, so that's a great start of the new carp fishing season for my colleague Jeroen. So well done for that, really nice. And last but certainly not least is the Karperhoeve in Belgium. The Karperhoeve is very popular with English clients, and that's not without a reason. It's close to Calais and Timmy the host is a great guy. He's offering various lakes on his estate, including difficult lakes from Timmy's Lake to smaller runs lakes like Cooper's Lake and Andy's Lake, with lakeside accommodation as well. I fished the lake last weekend together with my son and my friends Remco and Nicky. We had a blast. We caught some very lovely fish, some carp, some sturgeon, even some bream as well. So we had a great time with the kids as well. Most important, we did some fishing, but one thing we had last weekend was a big crane, a crane of 60 meters, if I'm not mistaken, with and this crane was there to reduce the mud on our lakes. The crane worked 3 days in a row non-stop to dig out as much mud as we can from the lakes, making them deeper and also preventing weed growth, especially in the margins. Tinner's Lake, Geo's Lake, Timmy's Lake and Andy's Lake, and also Cooper's Lake. We're dug out with the crane, so we have more depth there and less weed growth, which is really popular. So we can't wait for the new season to get started, and we think this work with the crane and removing literally tons of mud will help us to increase the catches as well this year. So this was this week's Carpy Cast. Many thanks for watching. Hope to see you again in 2 weeks time. Bye bye.